All right, what's up, a guy? Ooh. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's doing all right today. Ready for your quiz tomorrow? All right. Let me pull up some stuff, some slides or something, so you guys can take a look at it. How about we do? Let's see. Let's pull up something you guys will. Don't need you. Here we go. See if you can see this. Transition from my face. Let's take a look at the endocrine system. See if you guys can see that okay. Nice. I don't know why it's like off to the side or whatever. It's weird. Can't really zoom in without taking out some of this stuff. Weird. Okay. Can you guys see that okay? Let me see. Yeah, it's not bad. What's up, guys? Whew. Hello, Rom. Oh, that's a bummer, Tyler. Okay. Yeah, you'll just need to, Tyler, you just need to come in, or you can come in whenever. So, ooh, Crystal with the Quizlet. Thank you, Crystal. Good work, girl. Hype train. Guys, throw some trains. All different kinds of trains. Trains for Crystal. Booyah. Good work, girl. All right. What's up, Amal? It's been a while since you've been here. What are you doing here? Got to have something better to do on a Wednesday night. No. Yeah, good question, Aaron. No. Don't worry about the consciousness effects drug chart or whatever. Don't worry about that. We will worry about that. Like that kind of stuff you'll need to worry about tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Friday. That's when we'll look over that stuff. It was good. It was good. The two of you are together. Well, that's nice of you, Amal. That's nice of you. Hello, Monica. The soccer went well. We played really hard. It was fun. Judy, is the quiz going to have questions on the brain that we learned about? No. Guys, it's just everything this week, which happens to be the endocrine system, stages of consciousness, sleep, and some dreaming that we're going to talk about tomorrow. Nope. There you go, Hannah. Hey, well, however you get onto the stream, it all works. Yes, Aaron, I can show you. I can pull up those documents. Yeah, give me a second. Give me a second. Let me get to the Schoology. Yeah, you're just gonna go to the states of consciousness folder. Yeah, the consciousness effects and drugs chart. We're gonna that's gonna be the thing that we look over and go over tomorrow or on Friday. I haven't settled on a way that we're gonna do that, but that's for Friday. So you don't need to know that for the quiz. You will need to know it for the test. Everything else is fair game. Don't worry as much about the vocab. You really just use the lecture notes if you want to use anything. So, and then just make sure you know the endocrine system from the other one. But yeah, otherwise it's not as much as normal. So. The quiz will not have neurons on it. Yeah. Yeah, Andriana, probably not. I was looking I was looking at ways to ask questions about the disorders, and it's just so crazy. There's so much. So no, I'd kind of steer away from trying to know all the disorders because there's just a bazillion. And so I there won't be any questions on the quiz and probably won't be anything on the test. It's just something, it's information that's not terrible to know, and you just never know with the AP exam. But for me, I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah. So yeah, usually ROM, yes, but I'm kind of steering away from that. I made some changes to the quiz earlier today, and I didn't like any of those questions. No, I don't care about where you don't need to know where it is. One of the questions that's like it's part of it, like it says where it is, but you don't need to know. It's just a clue that helps you figure out what it's talking about, but you don't need it in order to know. No. Karis, I think I answered that question. Yeah, you don't need to know the disorders for each class. Yeah, Crystal, you just need to be able to describe what's going on with the endocrine system. Like you need to know what each of the glands, like its general use, like its general, like what is it doing in the body, and very likely some of the major hormones that it's secreting. That's what I would be able to do, Crystal. So like this chart that's in front of you, um, it's a pretty good kind of baseline for what you need to know. So like what I would do is the picture that's in front of you, I would take a look at it and then I would look at your notes and see like how they match up, because in a very real sense, like when I was asking about the functionality or what is this gland doing, I'm looking for this type of stuff. Hypothalamus regulates hunger, sleep, does these things, and the only thing that I'm a little frustrated with this that it doesn't have is it's just like it is the brain of the endocrine system. It's like in charge of it. But yeah, so okay. So good question, Brian. Tyler, did you respond to me? I was kind of gone for a minute. Yes, I did respond to you, Tyler. Um, yeah, just come in anytime. Just sometime in the morning, Tyler, and make up the quiz whenever you get a chance. So, all right. Um, okay. Do we have to know body? Do we have to know? No, no, Monica. You don't need to know about the body parts in crisis. No, you don't need to know those specifics. Nope. Izan, you don't need to know the locations. Nor I would go and look at the hormones and read what each of them does. And if it starts to get into like some crazy jargon that is away from how you defined what that gland would do, then I would ignore it. But otherwise, like your what your what you described as the functionality of that gland, if this hormone is talking about doing all this other stuff, then you need to clarify what your gland is doing, because it does very specific things, and that and those deal with the hormones. So um so yes, you need to know them, but I'm not going to so this is how I would say it. You need to know the different hormones because they tell you what the gland does or what it's in control of. However, you don't need to know the specifics of like each specific hormone that is in each of the glands, if that makes sense. But it will help. Okay? All right. So that was NORS. Okay, ROM is the chart over the endocrine system that you showed. Yeah, that's. Oh, is it in Schoology? No, no, it's not in Schoology. I do not have that chart in Schoology. So something, or is it? Hold on, let me check. I don't think it is. I think yeah, I didn't put it up. So I just decided not to this year. But the chart, the thing that I have up right now is at least a decent substitute. Can I please see the slide with the chart that was all the levels of consciousness? Okay, great question, Mukti. Look in the if you, I'll go back to that chart if you guys want me to. But go to, if you go back to the States of Consciousness tab and you go to the lecture notes, it is right there on the lecture notes. It's like I kind of described consciousness, and then it's right underneath. Let's see if this is going to cooperate. Yeah, it's right there. So you can take a look at that right there, Mukti. So, okay. So, like I said, just right on the thing. So, okay. Do we only need to know the chart you have up for the endocrine system, or do we need to know more about? Look, Brian, the thing that I have up is some basic, like is very basic. Like think about you should be able to write an FRQ on the endocrine system. I should be able to, like, you should be able to answer a question and thoroughly describe, thoroughly define what, like the adrenal gland. What, like, define the adrenal gland. What does it do? Like, what is it a part of? If you know specific hormones, that's great. But if you can really describe it in a few sentences what it does, then you're good. And then you should be able to apply it to something. Like if it was busted, what would we not have, or what would go on? So if you are able, Brian, if you're able to write an FRQ on it, then you're in good shape. Like that's what you need to be able to do. Does that make sense? Like I said, you just need to be able to define and describe what's going on there. Nope. Rakib, no neurons, brain, neurotransmitter stuff. Nope. Guys, remember, quizzes are always just what we've talked about this week. Now, I know it's a little confusing because endocrine system, like, wait a minute, that's part of the old chapter, but it's only what we learn in the week. I'm not going to ask you old stuff. Like the MRI, like the brain imaging techniques, we covered that on Friday, but that's not even on this, that's not on this quiz. So you don't need to worry about it. Okay? Crystal is giving us another Quizlet. Way to go, Crystal. Give her some train love. Hype trained. Thank you, Crystal. You're the bomb.com. I'm going to give you all sorts of trains. And I'm going to keep this train thing alive even if I'm the only person doing it. Because I got train fever and it's leaving the station. Oh, Juan's answering questions for me. Gabby's answering questions for me. More trains for those people. Yes. You guys are answering questions. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. Kafaya, will there be no. Oh, okay. Kafaya just answered that question. Nope. Krista answered that question. Good. Izan, I would go back, know the functions of the endocrine system, and if that has to deal with those hormones and knowing those hormones, then yes. Yes, yes, yes. Insha, no FRQ. Remember, I changed my mind. We have a quiz tomorrow. Maybe did you go to the counselor or something? No, we have a quiz tomorrow. Sakina, do we need to know about that one scientist guy? What scientist guy are we talking about? Are you talking about the illusionist guy, Darren Brown? No, you don't need to know about him. I don't know other. Oh, the guy who created the EEG. No, you do not need to know about the guy who created the EEG. What was his name? Hans Berger. That was his name. Blanked on his name. You don't need to know his name. You might need to know the names of the hormone. I'm gonna go back and say, remember, you don't need to know the specific names. You just need to know what the different glands do, and if that's dealing with the different hormones, then yeah. So, no FRQ tomorrow. You guys are answering questions for me. I'm so proud. Oh yeah, trains. I'm so proud of you guys. Tyler's in the train. Rakib's giving it to Ravish. Good. He's on. James, Kylie, Gabby. You guys are doing a great job. Tyler's got trains. Trains for days. Trains. No, Ravish, you 100% need to know the functions of the chart. That's what you need to know. Like you need to be able to do that. No, Juan, you don't need to know the locations. Yes, Krista, thank you for answering questions for me. Yep. See you later, Amal. Franz Joseph Galton. His name might come up. Yeah, good question, Tyler. Or yes, thank you for choosing the right scientist. Yeah, he's fair game. He might come up. Oh no, because that was last week. No. That was on Friday. No, you don't need to know his name. You won't. You don't need to go over. Yeah, Karis, I can go over. I can go over the dream stuff. Yeah, I'll do that lecture right now. So, yeah. Rom, know about the EEG. Know the basics of the EEG because it's important when we're talking about sleep because you need to know like where we're getting where are these waves coming from. They're created by the EEG. I don't think I asked you specifically about the EEG, but I think it comes up in the quiz as part of a question. So yeah, well, we're gonna go over dreams before the quiz, but I can go over it here just so you like if you have like big time questions, you can ask me. Yeah. Yeah, Ravish. Yeah, but also sleeps and dreams and stuff. Yep. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bust out the dreams lecture, and we're just going to go through this pretty quickly. I'm going to there's going to be less fluff than normal. So normally I kind of like ham it up. There's going to be like I have more questions in class and stuff like that. So you don't get to tune me out tomorrow, but you kind of get this is what we will go over. I'm going to be like just more direct. So let me pull up my slides so we can go over this. We are in states of consciousness. Okay. I wonder if these are my old slides. My new slides are cooler. No, okay, they're good. Okay. So you don't need to see my face. Let's go to states of consciousness. Okay. All right, so we are gonna briefly go through this. If you have questions, let me know. But here we go. So, okay. So tomorrow we'll probably have a little bit of time where I'll ask you guys some questions about, like what have you dreamed about, like what's going on with these dreams and stuff like that. And let's see if this is this keeping up. What are you guys looking at right now? Sometimes this PowerPoint sometimes kind of gets all finicky on me. Okay, has it moved? Has it stayed on? No, see, it does this. Hold on a second. Is it? So sometimes what it does is it keeps popping back and going to the same thing. So let's see if this works. I just never know if this works. Okay, cool. All right, so what we're going to do is instead of using the slideshow, because that's being a pain in the batootie right now. So let me see. What can I do? Okay, we're just going to go to so what you can do if you want to follow along on your own screen, if this is like small for you or whatever, is you can just go to the States of Consciousness lecture notes. And what we're going to do is we're just going to drop into, we're just going to drop in there. And I've got all of the, I've got all the lecture notes in here. So let's go down. Okay, so it's on page like 5 or 6 if you're following along on your own screen. Let me double check and make sure that it's tracking properly. Okay, it's tracking properly on the screen. Okay, so when we are looking at dreams, there's a bunch of like random specifics about it, but I won't ever really ask you those like specific questions about like what is the like what is a dream like specifically made of, and like what's going on. Um, but one of the things that you're going to find with dreams is that oftentimes they have some sort of negative connotation to them, and so think back on dreams that you've had, and what you'll notice is that oftentimes they have something negative about it. And we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. And I'll ask you guys about, some of the things that you've done. And you can read over just like this first section under dreams is just kind of interesting and neat, but it's not that as big of a deal. What you need to know is these three theories. These three theories are what are really important. Freud's wish fulfillment theory, which you have manifest content, latent content. I'll talk about that in a second. Information processing, and the activation synthesis theory. That's all we're going to talk about tomorrow, really, and that's what you need to know. So let's start with Freud's wish fulfillment theory. So we haven't had a chance to talk about Sigmund Freud yet, but let me kind of lay the groundwork for him. I think we've talked about him like a smidge, but Sigmund Freud is the guy that got psychology on the map. He is the guy that got people interested in psychology. And people were like kind of putzing around in there and like, oh yeah, the brain, it's kind of neat and whatnot. And then Freud had all of these like crazy ideas, and his biggest idea was what is known as the unconscious mind. So we talked briefly about this on Tuesday when we talked about states of consciousness, and we were like, well, there's unconsciousness and then there's this unconscious. And I was like, well, it has to do with Sigmund Freud, and we'll talk about it later. Okay, so we're going to talk about it now. So your unconscious mind, and I'm going to pull away from this so that you can see my face and I can throw around hand gestures and stuff. So the unconscious mind is made up of several parts. A person's mind is made up of several parts. So the person that I am projecting to you, Sigmund Freud would say, is not the real me. This is not the real Mr. Monk. That there is parts of me that are hidden, that are underneath the surface. And so when you have a conversation with someone, when you see another person, that's not who they really are. They have this persona that they give off to the world. And so think of it like an iceberg. And I don't have my whiteboard in front of me, so I will find some space on here. As you can see, I was starting a shopping list this is for whole milk and buttermilk. I was baking a cake and I needed whole milk and buttermilk. Okay, so I don't need anything. Okay, so think of it like this. So Sigmund Freud liked to think of our mind as an iceberg. Okay, so generally speaking, when you have an iceberg, can you guys see this okay? Yeah, I think you can see this okay. So you have the water here, and then you have the big, the part that's sticking out that the Titanic sees or whatever. And then beneath the surface, you have what like the iceberg is just so much bigger. This is a terrible iceberg. It looks like a peach underwater, but that's fine. So you have the iceberg here, and this part up here, this is your consciousness. This is the mask, the part of you that you portray to the world. This is who you see. This is like Mr. Monk portrays himself as, someone who dresses nice and, says things and thinks he's smart and tells terrible jokes and stuff like that. But Sigmund Freud was like, this is not who Mr. Monk really is. Mr. Monk is down here. And down here is the unconscious mind. If I spell this wrong, I don't care. I spelled this wrong. Unconscious. Once again, if I spell this wrong, I don't care. Okay, so down here, this big space is the unconscious mind. And the unconscious mind is made up of three things. You could break it down in three ways. Now, this isn't as important, but I want to lay the groundwork. Like, I won't ask you questions about this, but I want to lay the groundwork here. One, I just know you're not making fun of my drawings. My drawings are fantastic. Unconscious. Yeah, there's a C. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. All right, my apologies. Thank you, guys. All right. So this is the unconscious mind, and it's like I said, it's made up of three parts. Okay. So first, the first aspect, or like you break it into aspects. The first aspect is that it is unseen. It is a part of us that Sigmund Freud believed that we couldn't even access. We had no access to it. It was something that was deep down inside of us. It was something that we could not see or look at. Okay. Nor they they nor they don't. I have no idea, nor if they give off any waves. They probably give off delta waves, if anything. There are no penguins. Delta waves. Honestly, Ravish, that is a really good question. But I'm not going to draw penguins because on top of this is, in fact, not penguins. It is, in fact, wait for it. Hold on. Yeah. Is, in fact, a Yeti. Yeah. So you have a Yeti up here. So yeah, so you can see the Yeti, and he goes, hello, because he's a nice Yeti. He's a nice guy. Okay, so yeah, you weren't ready. You weren't ready for the no penguins, James. No penguins. All right, focus. So this part is unseen. It is primal. So it is like, and we'll talk about this more, but the primal part is it's just like it wants to like someone says something mean to you and it wants to tear them apart or whatever like that. It's just like all of our inner desires that we don't like, that we can't like get out there because the community, the world will be like, no, you can't do that. It's all buried down here. And finally, it is our true selves. Okay, so I know that was a lot of groundwork. Okay, this is a train only channel, so I should have drawn a train instead. I'm gonna try to draw a train. Hold on, this is gonna be good. I've got some support here. So there's the engine, and then it's got the little thing, and it goes across, and then oh, look at this train. It's got the wheels. Ah, choo choo! Look at that. That's a train, boys and girls. Yeah, read it and weep. Read it and weep. There will be no penguins on this adventure. It's going really fast too. All right. Mm-hmm. Yes, great question. Yeah, it is. Our id lies mostly in this space, not fully, but we'll talk about it later. Nathan, with artwork like this, you can't get much worse. Okay, so let's take a step back. So let's go back to Freud's wish fulfillment theory. Okay, so I don't need this drawing anymore. Okay, so let's go back to Freud. So when we are talking about Freud, so Freud said that basically what ends up happening is you have those dark primal desires, but you cannot act upon those desires in public because, if you see an attractive person across the street, your unconscious mind wants to, go over there and make babies with them. But we can't do that because, consent, and we have to, you just can't do that. And so Freud believed that when we sleep, the reason that we dream is because it gives our unconscious mind an option to let off some steam, to kind of get out there, just to stretch its legs and to go crazy. Who cares if you dream about, punching your arch nemesis in the face, like doing all the stuff that you want to do, because it doesn't matter. You're asleep. You're safe. So the wish fulfillment part is this idea that we go out and in our dreams we get to do whatever we say. Yeah, James, Lord of the Flies type noise. Yeah. Oh yeah. there's a lot of parallels with Lord of the Flies and Siggy Freud. Big time. Big time. Okay. Yes, Nabil, this is only the tip of the iceberg. We're just getting started. Oh yeah, we got a lot more to talk about with Freud. Okay, so this is where we break into two parts. Okay, so let me. I'm going to pull back up the. I'm going to pull back up the blah, 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 the thing, the notes section. Okay, so this is where we break down our dreams. So Freud believed that our dreams were broken into two parts: the manifest content and the latent content. Now, the manifest content is the remembered storyline of a dream. This is when you wake up. When you wake up, this is what you are going to remember. This is the story that comes out of you when you awake. And Freud said that even in that, we censor ourselves. So Freud's like, yeah, we get to go to sleep, and in our dreams we get to have wild, crazy dreams, but in the end we don't. Like, our dreams are weird, and sometimes they're negative and they're very strange, but overall they're still censored. We don't often have super violent dreams or super sexual dreams. They're generally pretty tame. And Freud believed that even in our dreams, our unconscious mind doesn't really get to let it loose. That we still censor this. Yes, Izan, this is all stuff you need to know for tomorrow's quiz. Okay, that we still censor ourselves. That we still hold back from from those feelings. And so the dreams that you have, there are videos they're songs that have been censored. They've been radio edited so that people can so that we can understand it, or not that we can understand it, that we can deal with it and be okay with it. And so then what you have is the latent content. Okay, so the manifest content is the PG version, is the radio edited version of your dream. Okay, and on the flip, where'd my thing go? Hold on. Whoop. Oh, okay. I got it. Sorry. Okay. And the latent content is, as it says, the underlying meaning of the dream. It is those unconscious drives. It is what the dream is truly about. The rest of it's just nonsense. Like, not nonsense, but the rest of it is jaded. The rest of it is covered. The rest of it is censored. But the reality is in the latent content. So if you read that, like, it's talking about a gun. Like, a person might have a dream about shooting someone, and Freud would be like, well, the gun is not what you think it is. It's something else. It's a symbol for something else. Maybe that, it's a penis or something like that. And so maybe instead of wanting to shoot a person, you have sexual fantasies about, being with that person or something like that. So, yep, that's what he's talking about. So that's Freud's wish fulfillment theory. So would Freud wish fulfillment be connected to the reasons why we daydream? Rahib, Freud might think so. I don't know. I think he would say that any type of daydream or dreaming is opportunities for your unconscious mind to get out. Yeah, to spill out. Yeah. I agree with that. Juan, the thing is that Freud believed that we never really did. That the only time that the unconscious mind could be understood or read is if he like hypnotized you, like psychotherapy that we talked about earlier. Like, that's Sigmund Freud. Like, he would hypnotize people and try to therapize them, and he believed that if he hypnotized you, he could get out your unconscious mind. But otherwise, we keep it under lock and key, and we keep it down. So there you go. Okay, so next we have what is known as the I want to say activation synthesis series, but we'll do that last. Next, we have the information processing theory. And the information processing theory is the reason why I harp on you guys to get sleep. So, in the information processing theory, basically what it's saying is that throughout the day, you process the information that you have, like everything that happens to you in the day gets filed away. So think of it like a room. So throughout the day, you see tons of stuff and you hear tons of things. And basically, you have a guy in your brain that takes like those files, because each of them is like compiled into a file, and he throws it into a room. And at the end of the day, your brain and whoever this person is that is throwing files into a room, when you go to sleep, they go in there and they sort those files. They make sense of things, they put things together, and they help you store that information. So, short term memory into long term memory, a lot of stuff is sorted out during that time. So, making big decisions when you, yeah, Inside Out talked about it. I know what some of those words are. Juan. I'm just gonna. Well, you know what? Even if that's not what Juan said, I'm gonna go with what James said. So because I really like that, so I appreciate it, Juan. So that's good. Yep. James and Kylie, good for you. I'm just gonna pretend. Also, is that also Freud? What is also Freud? No, 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 no. Information processing theory is not Freud. No, 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 no. He didn't believe in any of that nonsense. No way. It's all about the unconscious mind with Siggy. So, okay, so that's the information processing theory. That is why I want you to get sleep at night. No, the hippocampus. No, Rom, I wouldn't say it does. The hippocampus is more like I think I said short term to long term, and I need to preface that. Short term to long term, hippocampus is like in the moment. The brain and REM sleep is helping you like consolidate that long term information, the stuff that you held on to. So no, it's not as active. Okay, so finally we have the activation synthesis theory, and this says during the night our brain releases random neural activity. Dreams may be the way we make sense of that activity. Okay, so hey, there you go, Tyler. There you go. That's something. Okay, so let's go. Dude, let's draw some more. Heck yeah, I'm gonna do some more drawing. I need to do this more often. It's on this side. Ugh, this is all my. I've got notes from when I was learning how to drive a bus. Ugh, that was awful. Having to learn how to what gauge light should be checked when engine running to see that the temperature level begins to climb at the normal operating range. Gross. You have to learn, like I had to learn about like air brakes and stuff, and like how air brakes work. That's one of those things that I learned really quickly and then got out of my head. Okay, so I'm about to draw a brain, and this is going to be really good. And it's going to be hard to look at like even a normal brain and be like, no, that didn't look like Mr. Monk's. That can't be the real thing. Okay, so you have your brain. Okay, this definitely doesn't look like anything other than a brain. This is the best brain you've ever seen. Okay, that's true. That is true, Rom. Bus train. I appreciate that, Romish. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thanks, Rom. Okay. So here we go. All right. So we have our brain. So during the night, what the activation synthesis theory is saying is that random parts of our brain are activating. So I'm going to say that part of the occipital lobe activates, part of the motor cortex activates, and part of the somatosensory activates. And they're all activating at the same time. Okay, so yeah, I know it's pretty good. Van Gogh, who? Yeah, thank you, Mukti. Yeah, see, we'll keep you around. All right. Dude, this is a great, great brain. Okay, so you have different parts of the brain activating. Okay, and these are random. So when you are asleep, so this will, I'm going to draw another brain for you. It's going to be exactly like the other one. Okay, there we go. Okay, when Mr. Monk rides a bike in real life, okay, in real life, when you are riding a bike, just making, not totally accurate here, but when you are riding a bike, let's say when Mr. Monk rides a bike, we will say that these three parts of the brain light up when he is physically actually awake and riding a bike. So, actual awake. Okay? When Mr. Monk is actually awake, these parts of his brain are active while he is riding a bike. When Mr. Monk is sleeping, one of the random neural activities that happens looks exactly like this. All three of these activate. So what is Mr. Monk going to have a dream about? Go ahead and answer in the chat. What is Mr. Monk going to dream about? Brain train. Thank you. Come on, boys and girls. What am I going to dream about? Good. Biking. Okay. So your brain is activating all over the place and doing all this stuff. And so, not driving a bus. But that's funny, Tyler. But what you are then going to dream about is riding a bike, because your brain, that part of the brain that would actually be active when you are actually riding a bike, is active while you are sleeping. And why that's important is because let's go back to the paradoxical aspect of REM sleep. When you are dreaming, what is your body doing? It's paralyzed, because when you're dreaming, your brain is doing the exact same things that you would do if you were actually doing them. You would be biking, or at least attempting to bike. Can you imagine yourself in bed, like going around pedaling your legs? That would happen if you weren't paralyzed. So, with this in mind, with all of these things together, all of them do explain what happens when you are sleeping. Parts of your brain are very active and activating, and the parts of the brain that are active are the parts that are the things that you are dreaming about, but you also dream about the things that have happened to you throughout the day. They're both together. So don't think one theory is better than another. Think of them as together. Yes. Yes, Shelley. So when you are sleeping, are you in sleep paralysis? Rory, remember, that is only during what stage? So people answer. So guys, answer Rory's question. What stage are you in when you have sleep paralysis? Yeah, Rom, that's probably aspects of stage 3 or stage 4. They might not be totally sleepwalking, but they might be flailing around in their sleep and dreaming, and they're not in REM sleep. Yeah, REM sleep, guys. Good, 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 good. Yep, yep. Good, 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 good. You guys are on top of things. You're good. So once again, I mean, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. Like I'm gonna go over that stuff tomorrow. So and I may use the same stories and stuff like that, but you're just gonna have to deal with it because, you know. But you can ask them like more in-depth questions or whatever. So, yep. All right. That's it. That's all we'll talk about tomorrow, and then we'll get to our quiz and we'll get after it. So. I finished the quiz yesterday. It looks good, or today it looks good. I'm excited. Dang. All right. All right. So we have 15 minutes left. Do you guys have more questions? I can throw out some quiz type stuff, questions to you. Remember to sleep today. Nice, Ravish. Nice. I appreciate that. No. Yes. James, don't tell him no. It's very good. Brian, amplitude is just the height of a wave. It's how high it goes. Frequency is how close they are together. It's like the distance between, like if you set a point, it's like how how close how close it is together. In non-REM sleep 1, James, when you're in NREM 1, generally you are giving off alpha and theta waves. So that's like you are like descending down into sleep, because in stage 2 it's mostly theta. So it's alpha and theta. Yep. Crystal's got more. Crystal, how many of these are you showing it? How many Quizlets are you giving us? I mean, I'm not going to stop giving you hype trains, but no, Shelly, you don't need to know the order of the levels of consciousness. Good question. I'll throw a couple endocrine system questions at you. No, you don't need to know the phrenology guy. Sorry, Rakib. I was just like I blanked. We talked about him on Friday. Yes, activation synthesis theory is what I just explained. Hey, Tyler, it's in the notes. If you hop on to Schoology, it's in the notes right there. Yep. Okay, so let me ask you guys some questions. Oh, right. Thank you for asking. No, we did not. We had a really good game though. This is my team of like my really close friends, and most of them don't know how to play soccer, like at all. So we just have fun. Like we run around. I get great exercise. Like I have to run so much. I have to make up for a lot of things. Because like legitimately, we have people who like have never played before, and you pass them the ball, and they just like swing at it and miss. And I mean, it's fine because it's fun, and they're all my friends, and it's not serious. But like I'm competitive, so I run around a whole lot. But it's a blast. So uh, it was close. We lost 8-7, or 7-8. We lost by one. So it was close. So um, you know, like I said, we just you know, no big deal. It's a good time. Okay. I am looking for questions. Where is Omega Wave? We are not worried about Omega Waves. Rama, I play all of the positions. It's indoor, so it's a lot smaller. You could say I play midfield because I do all of the running. The adrenal cortex and the medulla, or what lobes of the pituitary do? No, I wouldn't worry too much about that, Judy. Yep, yep. Thank you, Brian. There you go, Brian, answering questions for me. Yes, Ravish, thank you. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me just pull back for a second so I can get some questions to you. Um, Mm. Okay. So it'd be something like this. Sorry, I'm trying to find. I was just trying to find a good question. Um, you need James. You need to know the circadian rhythm is your 24-hour biological clock. Yep. Okay, here we go. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be that. I wouldn't be that. That's harsh. Um, yeah, yeah, that's better. That's a better way of looking at it, James. Yeah, don't be harsh on them. I mean, it's not really a bad thing. Um, um, okay. Well, this is being poopy. I'm sorry, guys. My question bank is not doing a good job. Yeah, fight or flight. Yeah, fight or flight. Yeah, helping with adrenaline and stuff like that. Like keeping us up and going or whatnot. So um, yeah. Sorry, I'm like not getting I don't know what my deal is. I generally have like questions for all this stuff, but it's like the bank that I have is like really crummy right now, and it doesn't have a lot of questions for um, the endocrine system. So let me see if I can try something else. Let's see. Okay. Is this better? All right, I gotta type this one out. Okay, okay. Yeah, is on. Just throwing. Just you try making up questions. It ain't just like a walk in the park. You gotta. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. So let's see. This regulates the rate of metabolism. Azan, don't you come at me like that, bruh. I control your grades. I am the teacher. There's a difference between asking questions that are actually useful and asking a question that's on the quiz. I have to make sure not to ask those questions. I like how you were keeping me in suspense. T, thyroid. That's good. All right. Let's see. This. Um, let's see. Thyroid is correct. Okay. So we'll say this gland helps. Ooh, this is a tougher one with calcium concentration. Yeah, don't. Yeah, you tell him, Ravish. Yeah, you don't step up to me, Azan. You're gonna get on, go on blast here. Azan, he can spell your name however he wants to. All right. See, this isn't so bad. All right. Uh, so let's try this. Ovaries are best known for secreting what hormone? Like I said, I'm throwing you some Insha. I'm throwing you some softballs here, just to like make sure that you guys are okay. But yeah, if you can write for me an FRQ on this thing, if you can give me a 2 to 3 sentence summary of each of these things, you're golden. You're gonna be fine. Like you will get it. I am not gonna trip you up here. Yep, it'll be estrogen. Okay. And like the reason why I'm asking that is the hypothalamus or pituitary considered the brain. Hypothalamus. The hypothalamus uses the pituitary gland to like send out all of its information and stuff, to send out all its hormones. But the hypothalamus is the brain. Yep. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so I think you guys are fine with that. Let's see. Do we have any other questions that I can write? Okay, so Mandarina is waking up in the middle of the night and screaming and crying. When asked about her dream, she does not remember. What stage is Mandarina waking up in? Yeah, Crystal and Shelly are jumping in on that, but that's not the question. Yeah. Gotcha, suckers. Gotcha. Yes, very good. Non-REM stage 3, stage 4. Okay. Disorder. Mr. Monk cannot fall asleep and has difficulty staying asleep. Good. Stage 3, stage 4. Good, 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 good. James, make sure you put NREM stage 3, stage 4. Insomnia. Good. Yeah, guys, this quiz should be easy. Like this quiz should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yes, yeah, Juan. All the quizzes are all multiple choice. Mr. Monk wants to be let's say is studying hypnotism and wants to know why a person doesn't feel pain during surgery while they are hypnotized. What concept are they talking about there? It's a terrible question, but what concept? What concept allows people to get through surgery without feeling pain? Yeah. Yep. Sorry, not a great question, but yep, dissociation. Okay. Let's see. You guys know suggestibility. Okay, what do you want? What do you guys want? Any questions you guys have? I mean, this quiz is like we spend a lot of time like talking about a lot of stuff, but in the end, there's not a lot on this quiz. Like if you like break it down and you like go through this, there's like how many terms? It's like 5, 6, 7. I mean, know the difference between automatic and controlled processing. Yep, easy ice bucket challenge. Yeah, dude, right? James? Yeah, no big deal. Yeah, not a problem. Okay, know the different waves. Know, okay, so what waves are prevalent during REM sleep? Yeah, Judy, remember automatic and controlled processes are the things that you are paying attention to versus the things that you aren't paying attention to and the things that you are doing. So if you hop on the stream, they're beta like. Yeah, they look like beta. If you hop on to Schoology and you go to the notes section, there's a big writing on automatic versus controlled processes, and they're exactly what they sound like. When when I'm attempting to learn how to juggle and I'm like concentrating on like throwing the things up and catching them and things like that, that's a controlled process. I'm thinking about it. I'm actively looking at it and whatnot. And then a automatic process is when you're sitting there and like twiddling your pen. You're not thinking about that. It's just kind of happening. And Teddy just took off. He's just like, I'm tired of this noise. Yes, very exciting. Oh, he's sitting out on the at the end of the room. So sometimes he does that. Yep. Okay. Yeah, it's Teddy. No, you don't need to know the hertz for each wave. Okay. Teddy. Oh, sorry guys, I just yelled in your ear. Teddy, come. All right. Look behind you. So, you ready to go outside? Are you ready to go for a run or something? All right. Well, thank you guys. Wait, that endocrine system diagram that you opened at the start of the stream, can you upload it to in Schoology? No. Should have taken a picture of it. I'll put it up here, but I ain't doing no more work on that. Ugh, look out. Not for Zane. No way. He's being sassy. Said he was not feeling pets. If it is high or low? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. There you go. There's the endocrine system thing. Oh, yeah, you can just rewind the stream. Okay. I'm hashtag so upset. Okay. Yeah. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Do you need to know if a wave is high or low? Brian, I don't know what that means. Oh, like you don't need to know. Yes, like you need to know that a delta wave is really a slow wave. But I'm not going to be like, okay, well, what's the frequency, the average, frequency and amplitude or whatever. No, Shelly, no, I'm not going to ask you about disorders. So it's a little too broad. So, yep. Thank you, Gabby. Okay, guys. Well, I'm out of here. Thank you very much for hopping on the stream tonight. I appreciate you guys taking the time out. So, as you have learned, you need to get your sleep. So, don't stay up too long. Yes, James. Don't stay up too late. Try to get to bed at least by 10. Yeah, I know that's hard for you guys, but make sure you do that thing. So thank you very much for hopping on, guys, and good luck on the quiz tomorrow. So we will see you guys mañana. Have a good one.